After solving the problems of economic batch quantity, now we are trying to understand the next part, which is process planning, called as process planning. Basically, if you see, all the entire part of process planning has majority part of theory. So we'll try to understand each point one by one. The first point which comes here is the meaning of process planning. What actually process planning means? As if we try to understand the meaning of the words, process means the technique by which we convert the raw materials into finished goods, and planning means how efficiently this work of converting the raw material to finished goods is carried out. Basically, what happens is that in process planning we take decisions regarding the capacity our organization has for converting the raw material to finished goods, whether we have sufficient or required setup or infrastructure for carrying out the processes which we have decided or not. What processes should be carried out? What is the sequence of the process? All the questions, all the answers to these questions are answered. All the answers to these questions are implemented or answered in process planning. It involves, in short, you can say process planning involves each and everything which is required to convert the raw material into finished goods, or or you can say managing the resources like man, money, material, machine in a proper way so that the conversion of raw material to finished goods is profitable to the organization. It involves everything which I have discussed earlier. Capacity planning is there, proper planning of the layout is there, everything. You can say it is the combination of everything we have discussed till date. In simple terms, you understand. The next part which comes here is process strategy. Strategy, first of all, you have to understand the meaning of the term strategy. Strategy simply means the way or the technique in which we can carry out the given task. Here one thing needs to be understood very clearly, that what is the basic difference between planning and strategy. If in simple terms, if you understand, planning is usually a list of steps taken to accomplish a particular goal. Say for example, if we go by the meaning of this particular term, suppose our goal is to make best quality of finished goods. So now to accomplish this goal or objective of making the best quality of finished goods, what are the steps or objectives we have to take to accomplish that goal is the meaning of plan. What are the steps? The steps includes all the previous things which I have discussed in the meaning of process planning. This is the simple meaning of planning. In one word, I will repeat once again. A planning is nothing but a steps taken to accomplish a particular goal. Our goal or objective is to make best quality of finished goods, and the steps we are taking for accomplishing that objectives, which involves the previous things which I have discussed, like capacity planning, taking decisions, facility layout, etc. These are the steps to achieve that objective. This is the meaning of planning. And as far as strategy is concerned, strategy is bigger than plan. Strategy tackles the question of why. Why means actually, if you understand the basic difference between this, that strategy is the bigger picture of planning. Planning is just a part of strategy. We decide strategy for the organization as a whole, and planning is just a part of it. To understand it in more simple terms, you can say that if we consider an organization in which there are 5 to 6 departments, the strategy would be regarding the future of the company, in what way the organization should carry out their work, what are its future plans. All these questions will be answered under strategy. And as I mentioned, that this organization consists of 5 to 6 different departments. The working of these departments will consist of planning. If you understand it in a better way, how these 5 to 6 departments should work efficiently to achieve the strategy. So I want to say in simple terms that strategy and planning is one and the same, but the basic difference is that strategy is for the bigger picture or is for the organization, and planning is for department. All these departments, 5 to 6 departments, when combined come together, we form an organization. So we can say that strategy is for a bigger side, that is for organization, and planning is for department, but both have one of the same meanings. The only difference is of that of a size. Strategy comes for a bigger size, is for planning, is done for bigger size, or is done for organization, and planning is done for the department. That is the basic difference between a strategy and a plan. Now the next question which arises is why a process strategy is required. Why a process strategy is required? The major answer to this question is, as we know today, that many companies are trying to explore various business opportunities which they can explore, either by entering into new businesses, doing joint ventures with different companies, and so on. They are possibly exploring every single opportunity which they can explore in between their reach. So the thing is that for exploring different opportunities, they should have a fixed strategy or fixed plan on a bigger scale, so that while trying to explore these opportunities, they will not fail on their original businesses. That is the major reason why this strategy has gained such a huge importance. And it is very clear from the current market scenario that competition is very stiff or very tough in any business sector you take. So for survival of any company, it is very important for a company to have a clear-cut vision and strategy to move in the future. Strategy is generally a word which is correlated with the vision and mission of the company, how the company should operate, and planning is just the way that thing which is decided should be achieved. The various decisions which are taken under strategy are whether to make or buy. As I have told you, we have seen this part previously also. Make means we are manufacturing the product in our own premises by using our own setup. Buy means we are not using our own setup, but we are relying on someone else to work for us. Capital intensity means, as we know, that manufacturing involves, or manufacturing business is a capital intensive business. It requires a huge amount of capital, whether for investment in machinery or labors or maintenance, everything. It is a very capital intensive business, so we have to consider this aspect also. Then the thing comes is process flexibility. What do you mean by process flexibility? As I have told you, suppose you have decided that there are 4 processes to be carried out for converting the raw material to finished goods. Now the question arises that we have finalized these 4 processes. Which process should come first? Which should come second? Finalizing the sequence, finalizing the time required by the raw material on each processes. All these things comes under processes flexibility. What quantity of goods should be produced, in what volume it should be produced, what type of technologies should be used for carrying out these processes. The answer to all these questions will come under process flexibility, if you understand. Now we have to understand what do you mean by, there are 3 process strategies which we have to understand. There are actually, process strategy is bifurcated into 3 types: processes focus, repetitive focus, and product focus. We will understand each of the 3 things one by one. I will repeat once again. Processes strategies are divided into 3 types: processes focus, repetitive focus, and product focus. First one is the process focus. Firstly, we have to understand the meaning of the term focus. Focus, if we go by the meaning of the word, it simply means to give all your attention to something. It simply means that we are concentrating on one particular aspect. So as far as the process focus goes, we are trying to give attention on the process aspect which is used for converting the raw material to finished goods. As an example, there are certain processes in manufacturing industries like welding, grinding, etc., which are specialized processes. Specialized means they require high skill operators for carrying out those processes, as they are very complicated and it requires high skill. If they are done carelessly, can cause a big accident or big loss to any company. So for carrying out these processes like grinding, welding, you require special equipments, special labor. Special labor means who are talented to carry out such type of processes. Normal person who is having a less work experience cannot carry out these processes. Persons should be properly trained for at least 4 to 5 years before carrying out these processes. So focus while carrying out these processes is on having specialized machineries, specialized persons, etc. All this is a part of process focus. Generally, these processes are carried out in a place called as job shops. Job shops are nothing but the places where these processes are carried out. You in simple words, if you say process focus, in process focus we give more attention or concentration on carrying out these processes safely, so that it will enhance the production and profit of the company without having any problems. Second one is the repetitive focus. What do you mean by repetitive focus? The best example you can take is of assembly line. What the assembly line do? Assembly line is nothing but where the parts, say there are 5 parts are assembled and a complete product is made. If you consider an example of assembly line, this job or this work of assembling different parts to make a particular product is done repetitively. So that is nothing but repetitive focus. So in repetitive focus, you can take an example of assembly line, or you can say another example for this this is personal computer is the best example of repetitive process. If you are assembling a computer or a laptop or any electronic device, it has certain fixed parts which are assembled repetitively without any conversion of without any problem. It doesn't require specialized skill which is required in process focus. There are certain persons who are appointed who just does the repetitive work day in day out. Their just only job is to assemble the parts and forward them for the next working. So all these things comes under the repetitive focus. And the last focus which is there is called as product focus. As I have told you, product focus, the example of product focus is certain products which are specialized in nature, requires special manufacturing setup, special people. As an example, you can take an example of chemicals, which are pharmaceutical products like capsules, etc., bolts, etc. These processes which I have named, like bulbs, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, these processes require, or these products require special care while manufacturing, special care while handling. It has to be handled with care so that they are of a specified quality which we have decided before manufacturing these products. These products are special in terms of their use, in terms of their storing, in terms of everything. So what I want to say is, when you are manufacturing specialized product like chemical, pharmaceuticals, proper care should be taken so that it is not hazardous to the company and also to the worker working on that processes. You have to maintain certain standards while manufacturing these products. So here focus or attention is on making the products more reliable, more standard quality, rather than just following the processes or repeating the processes which we have seen in the first two. Out of these 3 focuses, this product focus is the most crucial or sensitive part, as the product which is manufactured under this is a specialized, or you can say a very sensitive product, which if not manufactured with proper care can cause hazardous destructions in terms of manpower, in terms of capital.